Thank you. Very distinguished speakers of this seminar. We have two foreign speakers. You have already heard their names, and we have two speakers from Bangladesh. So that the title of the seminar, which is very, very important, considering the current reality in the world and also what is happening in Bangladesh, considering the future and also present. And my heartfelt welcome to our guest speakers and also respected participants, my colleagues, my students, and also members of civil society, media present here, ladies and gentlemen. This is an academic endeavor. This is an academic event which is basically to observe the day what is popularly known as Shohid Buddhijeevi Divas, the day of martyred intellectuals, which is unique kind of reality that we have faced in Bangladesh in our history. I mean, I think we do not have idea about any country in the world which country has to observe such a tragic day in their history. First of all, I like to pay my deepest homage to our great leader, the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. I pay my profound homage to the 3 million martyrs who sacrificed their lives during our liberation war, and also 450,000 women who also sacrificed their honor, dignity at the hands of the brutal Pakistani forces and their collaborators. And also most importantly, the day 14 December, which is very important in our national life. Bangladesh have witnessed the killing of more than 1,100 intellectuals and professionals. Starting from the 25th March, the Black Night of 25th March 1971, and until 15th December, and particularly on the 14th December. So during this 9-month period, we lost on record more than 1,100 intellectuals and professionals, and out of which 998 were the teachers. You can see the largest group of intellectuals and professionals, the teachers, and 21 teachers, they were from university, particularly Dhaka University, and rest are teachers from different parts of Bangladesh, and also lawyers, engineers, doctors. We pay the deepest homage to these great souls. The title of the seminar is very important, as I already mentioned. I mean, it is very important for the world. I mean, if you see the century of 20th, the 20th century is called the century of genocide. It is the century when, the number of victims of genocide, victims of wars, conflicts between the states or within the states, the number is 231 million people died during this 100 years of 20th century. So it reminds us the importance of remembering the victims of war, victims of genocide, and this is what about the war. But if we coming to Bangladesh reality, we know how genocide was inflicted on us when we struggled to liberate our country. And this is the only country in the world where we celebrate 2 great days in our national life connected to our liberation. So we have 26th March as Independence Day, then we have 16th December is the Victory Day, and now today is also the day of the martyred intellectuals. So you can see how our history is connected with our liberation, with the sacrifice of people, with the genocide, with the atrocities of the Pakistani forces and their collaborators. And the very place where we are speaking, where we have met for this conference or the seminar, is Dhaka University. Dhaka University was the epicenter of genocide. Every hall, every place in Dhaka University is the symbol or the place of remembrance of genocide by the Pakistani forces and their collaborators. And so you can understand the importance of this seminar. But I would like to draw your attention to two issues. One is, it is irony and sadness as a Bengali, as a citizen of a country boasting of our freedom fighters, that there is a lack of global recognition to genocide in Bangladesh. We are trying to make the world, understand the killings, the violence that was perpetrated by Pakistani forces, Rajadars, Al-Ghodars, and Al-Shams. It is the case of genocide. But if you see how the world, sees the case of our liberation war. They see it as a war. To many countries, it was considered at once as a civil war or separatist war, but it was the case of genocide, and this lack of recognition is very sad. But now we see some changes that I'll come. So this is the general situation in the world, and even we saw how the world reacted. Many of the countries when we started this trying the war criminals in Bangladesh. And also it is not only the lack of recognition to our genocide in Bangladesh, it is also there is an attempt to create confusion about liberation war, confusion about the numbers of martyrs. Even there are countries, there are people who want to question the number 3 million Shahid, 3 million martyrs during our war. So this kind of confusion is deliberate. It has vested interest by some countries, by some groups of people, and they are of course connected to the anti-liberation forces in Bangladesh, and they were connected earlier, they are also connected today. So despite this confusion, we know that what happened in 71 and how it was reported even in the Western media in 1971. It was vividly published, reported. The horrendous, the horrific crimes, horrific attacks were made, and not only the attacks. Also, if we just look at these two statements by two leaders of Pakistan. One is by Ayub Khan, who was the military dictator, and his comment, I think, is very important to understand genocide not only in physical sense, how they eliminated people, the hatred Pakistani regime in the 60s. They had about our nation, about our people, about our culture, about our tradition. In the book written by Ayub Khan as a Friends Not Masters, where he wrote like East Bengalis, that is Bengalis, who constitute the bulk of the population, probably belong to the very original Indian races. It would be no exaggeration to say that up to the creation of Pakistan, they had not known any real freedom or sovereignty. As such, they have all the inhibitions of downtrodden races and have not found it possible to adjust psychologically to the requirements of newborn freedom. So he was referring to 1947. So we are not fit for independence, freedom that came in 1947, although flawed, although based on very wrong theory of, so-called, two-nation theory. And their popular complexes, exclusiveness, suspicion, and a sort of defensive aggressiveness probably emerged from this historical background. So this is a reflection of hatred that Pakistani ruling elite had about Bengali. Seriously, it's that 75 million people, majority of the Bengalis, as the Pakistan state. So that kind of psychological, cultural mindset that Pakistan had even before 1971. So it was a clear case of genocide in the sense of cultural, political, military, every sense. And also Pakistan's most dedicated global support coming from the United States, the superpower in the 70s. Nixon was telling, it is also very shocking. Nixon asserted when genocide was being perpetrated in Bangladesh, Nixon said, we will not measure our relationship with Pakistan, that is with the government of Pakistan, in terms of what it does in East Pakistan. So the USA gave a kind of license to the regime in Pakistan in 1971 to do whatever it likes. That is, it was a license to genocide by the Pakistani forces. So that was the reality. That was the situation we faced. So you can understand. Then we see the world, which is shy of recognizing, understanding what happened in 71 in terms of genocide. But we are encouraged by some positive developments since the end of the Cold War. We could see how the perpetrators of genocide in Bosnia-Herzegovina, Rwanda, and different parts of the world, they are being tried by the creation of International Criminal Court, which was created in 1998. And also we, although it came very late, but we are also encouraged by the declaration of the United Nations General Assembly, that is the International Day of Commemoration and Dignity of the Victims of the Crime of Genocide and of the Prevention of this crime. The crime of genocide, which was not even recognized by the United Nations. For the first time in 2015, United Nations recognized it. And they have declared the day of 9th December as the day to remember the victims of crime of genocide. And I think which is very important for us, for Bangladesh. We are the victims of genocide, and we have been fighting even to get the recognition of genocide by the global community. And also, in June 2016, German Parliament overwhelmingly adopted a resolution on declaring the killing of Armenians by Ottoman Turk in 1915 as a case of genocide. So the process has started to recognize by different countries, by global bodies, about the case of genocide in different countries. And also domestically, the trial of war criminals through the ICT, International Crimes Tribunal, it is a very historic initiative by the government of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and this has given a new hope of stopping the culture of impunity in Bangladesh, and also to show the world how the criminals who perpetrated the worst type of crime in 71, they could be tried even after 40 years or 42 years or 43 years or 45 years. So this is very important, and we have also, what we have seen as also growing awareness in the world about mass killings, genocidal killings, and violence. We have two friends from Baluchistan, Baluch friends, who are known to the world as involved in the struggle to establish their rights, and they are here and they are also experiencing the atrocities in their country. And starting with Baluchistan, as I come to learn from the media that about 3 lakh Baluch people were killed and 25,000 are missing in Baluchistan. And also we know the case of Bosnia-Herzegovina where 1 lakh Muslims were killed. And we know the case of Myanmar where Rohingyas are being tortured and killed, and also it is a kind of eliminating the race or the group of people in the name of ethnic cleansing. We know the case of Cambodia, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Sudan, Iraq, South Sudan, and also Syria. So there are several cases in today's world and also in the very recent past which say that we need to focus on this issue, and that's why we have organized this seminar. And this seminar has 2 parts. First we will hear from 4 speakers, and then we will have open discussion session. So I welcome you again, and I think our seminar will be a very productive in terms of creating our own kind of realization about the past